Maybe you've just bought your first DSLR or mirrorless camera, or maybe you're just looking for the next bit of gear that you want to invest in, and we can stop looking because it needs to be this. This is the one-stop shop, does everything, takes it all on lens. The Canon 24-70 f2.8 L lens. Don't worry if you're sat watching this thinking, oh, I shoot Sony or Nikon, or I can't stretch my budget to the Canon L range, then don't worry, because Sony and Nikon and all those other manufacturers offer the equivalent lens of 24-70 at the 2.8 aperture, and Canon users can also obviously go for the Sigma alternative, which I haven't used, but I've been assured by a friend who's got one that it's really, really good, and I'll probably end up working with him and do some kind of comparison, which would be cool. Drop a comment down below if you'd like to see that. Anyway, the biggest thing about this lens that makes it so valuable is the massive focal range that it offers. You can go from 24, which on a full frame camera is wide enough to give you a nice landscape shot, and you can probably get away with vlogging on it or doing sort of quite confined space shooting and still get pretty decent results from it in terms of the framing that you can achieve. You can then go up to sort of 35-50mm, and that's perfect for things like portraits and day-to-day photography, and replaces the need to switch to a 50mm prime and things like that. It won't be as sharp, but when you've got it all in one package, that is very valuable in terms of your time. And then you can go all the way out to 70, which is perfect for anything with a subject that you want isolated from the background. You get really good compression at 70mm, allowing you to get that really nice out of focus background to make your subject pop. I use it all the time for car photography. And you also lose the warping that you get when you shoot on a wide angle lens, where people's faces look like they've been slammed in an elevator door, or cars just take on that really weird warped front end and just don't look like they do in real life. And that is all from one lens. I can go from 70mm, shoot the car, looks fantastic. I can then walk up to the car, boom, interior shot, same lens. Haven't had to waste time changing. It is just all in one, and that principle applies to things like if you shoot weddings, then you've got the perfect wide shot to get the venue in, and you can then zoom in and you can get nice close-up candid expressions of people laughing and doing whatever you do at weddings. So in terms of a lens, genuinely is a lens that can take everything on, can stay on your camera, and will take you through pretty much anything you can throw in it. I'm not saying it's a perfect lens for every scenario, because every scenario has the perfect lens, but if you don't have the time, the gear, or just the carrying capacity to have the perfect lens for every shot that you might be getting, this has got to be the one that you take with you. It will cover you for pretty much anything you can throw at it in one form or another. And plus, having a lot of glass gets really expensive. So if you're going to invest, then it's got to be the 24-70. All this lensy goodness does come at a price depending on which one you go for, but none of them are what I'd call cheap. However, I would always invest in decent quality glass before you invest in a pro body DSLR, for example, and try and put your kit lens on it, which A, won't work, but B, you just will not get the quality image, because this is the key to a quality photo or video image. So I invested in this before my 5D Mark IV. So I actually spent twice as much on this as I did on the camera that I was putting it on, and it transformed the images. And they're not cheap, no matter which brand you go for. It's definitely worth looking at used gear. I bought this used from mpb.com, and it was used. But the good thing about these is you get the professional stuff. It's designed to live a professional life, i.e. a tough life. And this has had a hard life before I got on it, and then I've given it an even harder life in the time I've owned it, but it still functions, still hasn't put a foot wrong, still in pretty good condition. Remember, it's been around the world and been pretty well abused. And if you are gonna splash out and invest in one of these, if you can just stretch your budget to get the F2.8 over the F4, then that is definitely something that's really worth it, because not only does it give you that super blurry background that comes with having that nice low f-stop number, but it also really helps out in lower light conditions as well, allowing you to keep your ISO a bit lower and therefore a less noisy image, which is always a bonus. And the only other downside with this thing is just the sheer size and weight of it. That is a lot of glass right there, and if that hit you on the head, you would know about it. Does it make anyone nervous with me just like flipping it around? It actually makes me nervous, I'll stop. But other than that, I think just having that and your camera is a damn sight easier to carry around than your camera and 3 smaller lighter lenses that you've got to constantly switch between. Just having this and your camera as a one-stop shop will see you through pretty much any scenario that you can throw at it in one way or another. If you did like this video, then why not hit the like button down below, because that really is appreciated and it really does help. And whilst you're down there, if you do want to see more videos just like this one, then why not hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos that are coming up. And until then, I will see you in the next one.